The exploration of suffering, a fundamental aspect of the human condition, necessitates a multifaceted approach, drawing upon both psychological and philosophical lenses. While seemingly diametrically opposed, happiness and suffering are intrinsically linked, forming a dialectic that shapes the contours of our existence. Understanding the nature of suffering allows us to approach it not as an insurmountable obstacle, but as an integral part of the human experience, one that can potentially lead to growth, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for life's joys. From a psychological perspective, suffering manifests in diverse forms. Acute suffering, often triggered by traumatic events, such as bereavement, accidents, or violence, presents as intense emotional pain, frequently accompanied by physical symptoms like insomnia, loss of appetite, or heightened anxiety. The intensity of such suffering can overwhelm an individual's coping mechanisms, potentially leading to mental health disorders like PTSD or depression. The psychological impact extends beyond the immediate aftermath of the event, often manifesting as long-term emotional scars and difficulties in interpersonal relationships. The resilience of the individual and the availability of social support systems play a crucial role in navigating these challenges. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, for example, equips individuals with tools to manage negative thought patterns and develop more adaptive coping strategies. Chronic suffering, on the other hand, involves a prolonged state of emotional distress, often associated with conditions like depression, anxiety disorders, or chronic pain. This type of suffering can profoundly impact an individual's quality of life, affecting their ability to function in daily activities, maintain relationships, and experience joy. The chronic nature of this suffering often necessitates a multifaceted approach to treatment, involving medication, therapy, and lifestyle changes. Mindfulness-based interventions, for instance, can help individuals develop greater self-awareness, emotional regulation, and acceptance of their suffering. Furthermore, social support networks, providing empathy, understanding, and practical assistance, play a vital role in mitigating the isolating effects of chronic suffering. Existential suffering, a distinct category, arises from confronting fundamental questions about life's meaning, purpose, and mortality. This type of suffering is deeply rooted in our awareness of our own finitude, our vulnerability to suffering, and the inherent uncertainty of life. Philosophical perspectives, particularly existentialism, offer valuable insights into this form of suffering. Existentialists like Sartre and Camus explore the inherent freedom and responsibility that come with human existence, acknowledging that the absence of preordained meaning necessitates individual creation of meaning and purpose. Facing the absurdity of existence, however, can be deeply unsettling, leading to feelings of anxiety, alienation, and despair. Finding meaning in the face of absurdity, therefore, becomes a central task in navigating existential suffering. This often involves engagement in projects that provide a sense of purpose, fostering meaningful relationships, and embracing the present moment. Logotherapy, developed by Viktor Frankl, focuses on finding meaning in suffering, suggesting that even in the face of immense adversity, individuals can find purpose and meaning in their lives. Philosophical approaches to suffering are varied and complex. Stoicism, for instance, emphasizes the acceptance of what we cannot control, focusing instead on cultivating inner virtue and resilience. Stoics argue that true happiness lies not in external circumstances but in our internal state of mind. By controlling our thoughts and emotions, we can minimize the impact of external events on our well-being. This approach, however, can be criticized for potentially neglecting the very real and significant impact of social and environmental factors on suffering. Buddhism, on the other hand, offers a different perspective, identifying suffering as arising from attachment and craving. The path to liberation, according to Buddhist teachings, involves cultivating detachment, mindfulness, and compassion. Through meditation and mindful practices, individuals can reduce their emotional reactivity and develop a greater sense of equanimity in the face of adversity. This approach emphasizes self-awareness and the cultivation of inner peace as a means of mitigating suffering. The interplay between psychological and philosophical perspectives offers a rich framework for understanding and addressing suffering. While psychological approaches focus on identifying and managing symptoms, philosophical perspectives offer broader frameworks for understanding the meaning and purpose of suffering within the context of human existence. For example, a psychologist might employ CBT to help an individual manage their anxiety related to a traumatic event, while a philosophical perspective might help them find meaning and purpose in the aftermath of that trauma. Effective coping mechanisms for suffering are multifaceted and individualized, depending on the nature and intensity of the suffering experienced. These strategies often involve a combination of psychological, social, and spiritual approaches. Therapy, particularly CBT and other evidence-based therapies, can help individuals develop coping skills, manage negative emotions, and alter maladaptive thinking patterns. Social support networks, including family, friends, support groups, and community organizations, provide vital emotional support, practical assistance, and a sense of belonging, reducing feelings of isolation and enhancing resilience. Mindfulness practices, including meditation and yoga, can foster self-awareness, emotional regulation, and acceptance of difficult emotions, creating space for mindful engagement with suffering rather than resisting it. Spiritual practices, such as prayer, religious rituals, or engagement with nature, can offer a sense of meaning, purpose, and connection, providing comfort and solace in times of distress. Creative expression, whether through art, music, writing, or other forms of artistic endeavors, can be cathartic, providing a healthy outlet for emotions and promoting self-expression. Physical activity and healthy lifestyle choices, such as regular exercise, nutritious diet, and sufficient sleep, also contribute to overall well-being, reducing stress and improving mood. Ultimately, the journey of navigating suffering is deeply personal, requiring self-awareness, resilience, and a willingness to seek support when needed. It's a process of learning, growing, and finding meaning in the face of adversity. The integration of psychological and philosophical perspectives offers a rich tapestry of approaches to understanding and managing suffering, guiding individuals towards greater self-understanding, emotional regulation, and a more fulfilling life, recognizing that the experience of suffering, while challenging, is an integral part of the human experience and can contribute to personal growth and a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. The challenge lies not in eliminating suffering entirely, an unrealistic and often unhelpful goal, but in learning to navigate it with grace, resilience, and a commitment to cultivating a meaningful life despite its presence. The ability to find meaning in suffering, to learn from it, and to use it as a catalyst for personal growth is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience and transformation. The pursuit of happiness is therefore not about avoiding suffering, but about finding a way to live a meaningful life in the face of it, embracing its inherent complexities as part of a larger, more profound tapestry of existence. The preceding discussion of suffering, while acknowledging its profound impact on the human experience, leaves us with an equally crucial question. How do we pursue happiness and cultivate well-being in the face of inevitable hardship? The quest for happiness, a fundamental human aspiration, has captivated philosophers, psychologists, and theologians for centuries. Understanding happiness, however, requires moving beyond simplistic notions of fleeting pleasure and delving into a more nuanced understanding of well-being. One prominent approach to understanding happiness stems from positive psychology, a relatively recent field that focuses on the study of human flourishing and optimal functioning. Unlike traditional psychology, which often concentrates on pathology and dysfunction, positive psychology emphasizes strengths, virtues, and positive emotions. This perspective suggests that happiness is not merely the absence of suffering, but the active cultivation of positive experiences, traits, and relationships. Martin Seligman, a leading figure in positive psychology, has identified 3 distinct types of happiness: the pleasant life, the good life, and the meaningful life. The pleasant life focuses on maximizing positive emotions and minimizing negative ones, often through activities that provide immediate gratification. While enjoyable, this type of happiness tends to be transient and superficial. The good life, on the other hand, emphasizes engagement and flow experiences, states of deep immersion and absorption in an activity where time seems to disappear and one feels a sense of effortless mastery. This kind of happiness is often associated with activities that align with one's strengths and interests, leading to a sense of competence and fulfillment. Finally, the meaningful life is characterized by a sense of purpose and connection to something larger than oneself. This involves contributing to something beyond one's self-interest, whether it's a cause, a community, or a future generation. Seligman argues that true and lasting happiness often emerges from a balanced pursuit of all three types of happiness. Positive psychology research has identified several key factors that contribute to well-being. These include positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment, often remembered by the acronym PERMA. Positive emotions such as joy, gratitude, love, and hope contribute significantly to overall happiness. Cultivating these emotions through practices like gratitude journaling or acts of kindness can have a tangible impact on well-being. Engagement, as discussed earlier, refers to the state of being fully absorbed in an activity. Finding activities that we are passionate about and that allow us to fully utilize our skills and talents can greatly enhance our sense of fulfillment. Strong social connections are also crucial, providing us with love, support, and a sense of belonging. Meaning, as discussed in the context of the meaningful life, is essential for a sense of purpose and direction. Finally, accomplishment, whether it's achieving a personal goal or contributing to a larger cause, provides a sense of pride and self-efficacy. Beyond PERMA, other factors contribute to happiness. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is essential in navigating the inevitable challenges of life. Resilient individuals possess a flexible mindset, are able to regulate their emotions, and have strong social support networks. Mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, has also been shown to enhance well-being. Mindfulness practices cultivate self-awareness, reduce stress, and increase emotional regulation. Optimism, the tendency to expect positive outcomes, can greatly influence our emotional well-being, while pessimism, conversely, can lead to increased. However, the pursuit of happiness should not be approached as a simple formula or a quick fix. The concept of happiness is complex and multifaceted, influenced by a complex interplay of biological, psychological, social, and cultural factors. What constitutes happiness varies from person to person, shaped by individual experiences, values, and beliefs. Furthermore, the relentless pursuit of happiness, often fueled by societal pressures and unrealistic expectations, can be counterproductive. The pressure to constantly feel happy can paradoxically lead to feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction when we inevitably experience negative emotions. A more balanced and sustainable approach involves acknowledging the full spectrum of human emotions, embracing both joy and sorrow, triumph and adversity. This acceptance of the full human experience allows for a more authentic and resilient path to well-being. It involves cultivating self-compassion, accepting our imperfections and vulnerabilities, and recognizing that suffering is an inherent part of the human condition. Focusing solely on positive emotions, while seemingly appealing, can lead to a denial of difficult emotions that, when processed constructively, can lead to personal growth and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Moreover, the pursuit of happiness shouldn't be solely self-focused. Research suggests that altruism and acts of kindness towards others enhance our own well-being. Helping others, contributing to our communities, and fostering meaningful relationships bring a deep sense of purpose and connection, which are crucial components of a fulfilling life. This interconnectedness underscores the importance of social support and reciprocal relationships in achieving well-being. The path to well-being, therefore, is not a linear trajectory, but a continuous process of self-discovery, growth, and adaptation. It involves cultivating positive emotions, building strong relationships, engaging in meaningful activities, and accepting the complexities of human experience. It requires self-awareness, self-compassion, and a willingness to learn and grow from both our triumphs and our challenges. The pursuit of well-being is not a destination, but a journey, a continuous process of striving toward a richer, more meaningful life, embracing the inherent duality of human existence, the coexistence of joy and sorrow, fulfillment and hardship, recognizing that the richness of life often lies in the interplay of these seemingly opposing forces. A fulfilling life is not necessarily one devoid of suffering, but one where suffering is met with resilience, understanding, and a persistent search for meaning and purpose. It is a life lived fully and authentically, embracing the complexities of human existence with grace, acceptance, and a commitment to growth. This holistic approach, encompassing both the pursuit of positive emotions and the acceptance of life's inevitable challenges, allows for a more genuine and sustainable path toward well-being, a path that is both personally meaningful and contributes to a more compassionate and connected world. The inherent tension between suffering and happiness forms the very bedrock of the human experience. To understand happiness fully, we must grapple with the inevitability of suffering, acknowledging its profound impact on shaping our perspectives, values, and ultimately, our capacity for joy. This is not to suggest that suffering is inherently desirable, but rather to propose that its presence, however unwelcome, contributes to a richer, more nuanced understanding of the human condition. The absence of suffering might, paradoxically, diminish our capacity for appreciating happiness. Consider the analogy of appreciating sunlight after a long, dark night. The darkness provides the context through which we can fully experience the warmth and brilliance of the sun. Philosophers throughout history have grappled with the paradox of suffering. Nietzsche, for instance, argued that suffering is a necessary condition for growth and self-overcoming. He posited that the confrontation with suffering, the wrestling with adversity, can forge strength, resilience, and a deeper understanding of oneself. It is in the crucible of suffering that we discover our inner resources, our capacity for perseverance, and the limits of our endurance. This perspective, while challenging, suggests that avoiding suffering altogether would limit our potential for self-discovery and personal transformation. The ability to navigate hardship, to learn from setbacks, and to emerge stronger on the other side is a testament to the human spirit's remarkable capacity for resilience. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, offered a compelling perspective on the human search for meaning in the face of profound suffering. In his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl describes how even in the most extreme circumstances of deprivation and suffering, the human spirit retains its capacity for meaning-making. He emphasized the importance of finding a purpose, a sense of value, even amidst unimaginable hardship. This sense of meaning, he argued, provided the impetus for survival and a source of strength in the face of adversity. His experiences demonstrate that even in the depths of suffering, the human capacity for hope and resilience persists, highlighting the inextricable link between meaning and the ability to endure suffering. Furthermore, the experience of suffering can foster empathy and compassion. Having confronted our own vulnerabilities and hardships, we become more attuned to the suffering of others. This shared human experience of vulnerability creates a powerful connection, fostering empathy and strengthening our capacity for compassion. The ability to empathize with others, to understand their struggles, and to offer support is crucial for building strong and meaningful relationships. This shared understanding can transform suffering into a catalyst for connection and community, creating a powerful force for positive change. However, the interplay of suffering and happiness is not simply a matter of overcoming adversity. It is also about integrating the full spectrum of human emotions into a coherent and meaningful life. The attempt to suppress or ignore negative emotions in pursuit of an idealized state of constant happiness can be counterproductive. This pursuit of a perpetually positive emotional state often leads to a disconnect from reality, an inability to process difficult emotions, and a decreased capacity for emotional regulation. Instead, a more integrated approach involves acknowledging and accepting the full range of human emotions, both positive and negative, allowing for the processing of difficult experiences and the development of a more resilient and self-aware self. The concept of acceptance, in this context, is not passive resignation, but an active choice to engage with our emotions without judgment. This involves creating space for the experience of difficult emotions without resorting to avoidance or self-criticism. Such acceptance can be cultivated through practices such as mindfulness and self-compassion. Mindfulness, the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, allows us to observe our emotions without getting swept away by them. Self-compassion, on the other hand, involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during times of struggle. These practices can help us to navigate difficult emotions with greater ease and develop a greater capacity for self-regulation. Moreover, the social context significantly influences our experience of both suffering and happiness. Social support networks provide crucial buffers against hardship, offering solace, understanding, and practical assistance during challenging times. Strong social connections can mitigate the impact of stress, fostering a sense of belonging and reducing feelings of isolation. Conversely, a lack of social support can exacerbate suffering, leaving individuals feeling vulnerable and alone in the face of adversity. Therefore, cultivating and nurturing positive relationships, fostering a sense of community, and actively seeking support are crucial for navigating the challenges of life. The pursuit of happiness, then, is not about escaping suffering, but about developing the resilience and wisdom to navigate the inevitable challenges of life. It involves cultivating a balanced perspective, one that acknowledges both the joys and sorrows of the human experience. It is about finding meaning and purpose amidst hardship, fostering empathy and compassion, and building strong and supportive relationships. This approach embraces the inherent tension between suffering and happiness, recognizing that the richness and depth of life often emerge from the interplay of these seemingly opposing forces. It is a path that requires courage, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth and resilience. It's important to acknowledge that the balance between suffering and happiness is not static. It fluctuates throughout life. Periods of intense suffering may be followed by profound moments of joy, and vice versa. The key lies not in eliminating suffering, but in developing the capacity to navigate these shifts with grace and resilience. This entails cultivating a mindset of acceptance, recognizing that life's journey is characterized by both highs and lows, and that these experiences are essential components of a meaningful and complete life. The cultivation of inner strength, emotional intelligence, and a capacity for self-reflection are crucial in navigating this inherent tension. Furthermore, the interpretation and meaning we ascribe to our experiences significantly influence our emotional state. A situation perceived as catastrophic by one individual might be viewed as a challenge or even an opportunity for growth by another. This underscores the importance of cultivating a resilient mindset, one that focuses on problem solving, learning from setbacks, and maintaining a sense of hope and optimism. Cognitive reframing techniques, which involve consciously altering the way we think about challenging situations, can prove invaluable in mitigating the impact of suffering and fostering a more positive outlook. This involves challenging negative or catastrophic thinking patterns and replacing them with more realistic and balanced perspectives. In conclusion, the interplay of suffering and happiness is not a conflict, but a dynamic tension that shapes the human experience. Suffering, though painful, is not an enemy to be avoided, but a challenge to be met with resilience, wisdom, and compassion. It is in the process of confronting suffering that we discover our inner strength, cultivate empathy, and deepen our appreciation for the moments of joy and fulfillment that life offers. The path to a meaningful and fulfilling life, therefore, involves integrating the full spectrum of human experience, embracing both the darkness and the light, and cultivating the resilience to navigate the inherent tensions that define our journey. A life fully lived is not one devoid of suffering, but one where suffering is met with grace, understanding, and a persistent search for meaning. The previous sections explored the inherent dialectic between suffering and happiness, highlighting how the experience of adversity can paradoxically contribute to a deeper appreciation of joy and a richer understanding of the human condition. However, understanding this interplay is only half the battle. The crucial next step involves equipping ourselves with the tools and strategies necessary to navigate the inevitable challenges life throws our way. This involves cultivating resilience, the capacity to bounce back from adversity, to adapt to change, and to thrive even in the face of significant hardship. Resilience isn't an innate trait possessed by a select few. It's a skill that can be learned and honed through conscious effort and practice. It's about developing a mindset and a set of coping mechanisms that allow us to withstand stress, manage setbacks, and emerge stronger from difficult experiences. This involves more than simply enduring hardship. It's about actively engaging with challenges, learning from them, and using those lessons to fuel personal growth and transformation. One of the most powerful tools for building resilience is mindfulness. Mindfulness, at its core, is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This involves cultivating an awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without getting swept away by them. When faced with a challenging situation, the tendency is often to get lost in a whirlwind of negative emotions: fear, anxiety, anger, or despair. Mindfulness allows us to step back from this emotional maelstrom, observe our experiences with a sense of detachment, and prevent our emotions from overwhelming us. This practice isn't about suppressing negative emotions. It's about creating space for them to exist, without letting them dictate our actions and responses. By observing our emotional responses without judgment, we can begin to understand their patterns and triggers. This understanding, in turn, empowers us to develop more effective coping strategies. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and mindful movement, can help cultivate this awareness and develop a greater capacity for emotional regulation. Regular engagement with these practices helps train the mind to respond to challenges with greater calm and clarity. Complementing mindfulness is the technique of cognitive reframing. This involves consciously altering the way we interpret and think about challenging situations. Our thoughts and beliefs significantly influence our emotional responses. A negative or catastrophic thought pattern can amplify the impact of a stressful event, leading to increased anxiety and feelings of helplessness. Cognitive reframing challenges these negative interpretations, replacing them with more realistic and balanced perspectives. For example, consider the scenario of a job loss. A negative thought pattern might focus on the immediate loss of income and the potential long-term consequences, leading to feelings of despair and hopelessness. Cognitive reframing would involve challenging these thoughts. It might involve acknowledging the loss, but reframing it as an opportunity for pursuing a more fulfilling career path, gaining new skills, or starting a long-postponed business venture. This process doesn't deny the reality of the situation. Instead, it shifts the focus from the immediate negative consequences to potential opportunities for growth and development. Techniques such as journaling, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and positive self-talk can greatly assist in cognitive reframing. Journaling provides a safe space to explore and process thoughts and feelings, identify negative thought patterns, and begin to reframe them. CBT, a widely used therapeutic approach, systematically challenges and modifies negative thought patterns, replacing them with more adaptive and helpful ones. Positive self-talk involves consciously replacing negative self-criticism with supportive and encouraging affirmations. These practices work synergistically to build resilience by shifting our internal dialogue from one of negativity and self-doubt to one of self-compassion, hope, and optimism. Beyond mindfulness and cognitive reframing, the development of strong social support networks is crucial for building resilience. Human beings are inherently social creatures. We thrive on connection and belonging. Strong social connections provide a buffer against stress, offering emotional support, practical assistance, and a sense of belonging during challenging times. When faced with hardship, the presence of supportive friends, family, or community members can make a profound difference in our ability to cope effectively. Conversely, social isolation can significantly exacerbate the impact of stress, making it more challenging to navigate difficult situations. Actively cultivating and nurturing positive relationships is therefore a crucial component of building resilience. This involves investing time and effort in meaningful connections, seeking out supportive individuals, and fostering a sense of community. This might involve joining social groups, volunteering, participating in community activities, or simply making a conscious effort to connect with loved ones regularly. Building these supportive networks provides a safety net, a source of strength and comfort during times of adversity. Furthermore, seeking professional support should not be viewed as a sign of weakness, but as a proactive step towards building resilience and managing mental health. Therapists, counselors, and other mental health professionals can provide invaluable support in navigating challenging life events, developing coping strategies, and improving mental well-being. They provide a safe and confidential space to process difficult emotions, explore underlying issues, and develop personalized strategies for overcoming challenges. Finally, cultivating self-compassion is essential in the journey towards resilience. This involves treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and acceptance, especially during times of struggle. Self-criticism and harsh self-judgment can significantly undermine our ability to cope with adversity. Self-compassion, on the other hand, allows us to acknowledge our suffering without exacerbating it with self-reproach. It provides a sense of inner strength and helps maintain a positive self-image even during times of hardship. Practicing self-compassion involves recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, that setbacks are a normal part of life, and that we deserve kindness and understanding, especially during challenging times. In conclusion, resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be developed through conscious effort and the cultivation of effective coping mechanisms. Mindfulness, cognitive reframing, strong social support networks, professional support, and self-compassion are key components of building resilience and navigating the inevitable challenges life presents. By actively engaging in these practices, we can enhance our ability to withstand stress, learn from setbacks, and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilled individuals. The journey to a meaningful life, therefore, is not simply about avoiding suffering, but about developing the capacity to meet it with grace, wisdom, and a profound understanding of the human spirit's remarkable capacity for growth and transformation. Building upon the foundation of resilience, we now turn our attention to the active cultivation of happiness. While resilience equips us to navigate suffering, the pursuit of well-being necessitates a proactive engagement with strategies designed to foster joy, contentment, and a sense of purpose. This is not about achieving a permanent state of euphoria, a utopian existence devoid of hardship. Rather, it's about cultivating a mindset and adopting practices that allow us to experience happiness more profoundly and more consistently, even amidst life's inevitable challenges. One of the most powerful tools in this pursuit is mindfulness, which, as we've seen, extends beyond simply enduring hardship. It's about actively engaging with the present moment. While its role in resilience centers on managing negative emotions, its application to cultivating happiness focuses on amplifying positive experiences. By consciously focusing on the sensory details of a pleasant experience, the taste of a delicious meal, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the laughter of a loved one, we amplify its positive impact. This isn't about ignoring the unpleasant aspects of life. Instead, it's about enhancing the capacity to appreciate and savor the positive ones. Regular mindfulness meditation, even for just a few minutes a day, can significantly enhance this ability. Studies have shown a correlation between regular mindfulness practice and increased levels of positive emotions and life satisfaction. Furthermore, the practice of gratitude is deeply intertwined with the cultivation of happiness. Gratitude involves consciously acknowledging and appreciating the good things in our lives, both big and small. This might involve keeping a gratitude journal, where we regularly write down things we are thankful for. It could also involve expressing gratitude to others, verbally acknowledging their positive impact on our lives. The act of expressing gratitude not only strengthens relationships, but also shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and appreciation. Numerous studies have demonstrated the powerful link between gratitude and increased happiness, resilience, and overall well-being. For example, research has shown that individuals who regularly practice gratitude tend to experience higher levels of optimism, improved sleep quality, and enhanced psychological well-being. Beyond individual practices, the cultivation of strong social connections plays a pivotal role in fostering happiness. Humans are inherently social creatures. Our well-being is inextricably linked to our relationships with others. Strong social connections provide a sense of belonging, support, and shared experiences. These connections buffer us against stress, provide emotional solace, and offer a sense of purpose. Actively nurturing our relationships, investing time and effort in meaningful connections, and fostering a sense of community are crucial for cultivating happiness. This can take various forms: spending quality time with loved ones, participating in group activities that align with our interests, volunteering in our communities, or simply reaching out to connect with friends and family regularly. The quality of our relationships profoundly impacts our overall happiness and well-being. The pursuit of happiness is also deeply intertwined with the pursuit of meaning and purpose. Finding activities and pursuits that resonate with our values and give our lives a sense of direction can significantly enhance our overall well-being. This might involve engaging in work that is meaningful and fulfilling, pursuing creative endeavors, volunteering for a cause we believe in, or contributing to the well-being of others. The sense of purpose derived from these activities provides a sense of fulfillment and contributes significantly to our happiness. Research consistently demonstrates that individuals who have a strong sense of purpose tend to experience higher levels of life, satisfaction, resilience, and overall well-being. This sense of purpose isn't solely dependent on grand gestures. It can be found in the everyday actions that align with our values and contribute to something large. Moreover, the pursuit of happiness involves cultivating self-compassion. As discussed earlier, self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and acceptance we would offer a close friend facing similar challenges. This is particularly important when facing setbacks or disappointments. Self-criticism and harsh self-judgment only exacerbate suffering. Self-compassion, on the other hand, helps us navigate difficulties with greater ease and resilience. Practicing self-compassion involves acknowledging our imperfections, recognizing our shared humanity, and extending ourselves kindness and understanding, especially during times of struggle. Techniques like self-compassion meditations, journaling, and engaging in self-affirmations can be particularly helpful in cultivating self-compassion. Another often overlooked aspect of cultivating happiness lies in the practice of active relaxation and stress management. Chronic stress significantly undermines our well-being, increasing the risk of various physical and mental health problems. Prioritizing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, yoga, or spending time in nature can significantly reduce stress levels and enhance overall well-being. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and relaxation, whether it's listening to music, reading, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies, helps counteract the negative impact of stress and fosters a sense of calm and contentment. Finally, the pursuit of happiness involves a commitment to continuous learning and personal growth. Embracing new challenges, acquiring new skills, and expanding our horizons can lead to a greater sense of accomplishment, self-efficacy, and overall well-being. This might involve taking courses, engaging in creative pursuits, traveling to new places, or simply reading widely to expand our knowledge and understanding. The process of learning and personal growth fosters a sense of dynamism and purpose, contributing significantly to our overall happiness. This continuous learning can be a source of joy and fulfillment, expanding our perspectives and enriching our lives in profound ways. In conclusion, cultivating happiness is not a passive pursuit. It's an active and ongoing process that requires conscious effort and commitment. By incorporating mindfulness practices, cultivating gratitude, fostering strong social connections, pursuing meaningful activities, practicing self-compassion, managing stress effectively, and engaging in continuous learning and personal growth, we can significantly enhance our capacity for experiencing joy, contentment, and a sense of purpose. This journey towards well-being is not about eliminating suffering. It's about developing the skills and adopting the practices that allow us to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and to experience happiness more profoundly and consistently, regardless of the circumstances we face. The path to well-being is paved with conscious choices, intentional actions, and a deep understanding of our own inner landscape. It's a journey of self-discovery, growth, and the unwavering pursuit of a richer, more meaningful life.